So things which are important, they have converted those things into the SAP i5, and
तरी कमी रे जवळच
they kept in mind that all the applications must be responsive in nature.
रूम झाली
WebEx participants, any doubts, please let me know, or please be on mute. The background sound is distracting me. Okay, thanks. Now let us go to the last thing what we did in the previous day about the array and the JSON. Okay, we saw the two things, array and JSON array. So array stores multiple values in a single variable. That is what we understood. Let me open the Chrome browser again. Let us go into the console of the Chrome browser. Where A is equal to so a number is there, a string is there, a boolean value is there. So all these things we are trying to store in the array, and we are going to access it. Okay. Now slight difference what we observe here is JSON is an array which is storing multiple values, and this is a normal array which is also storing multiple values. Okay. Now slight difference which has been observed here is, for example, I am trying to store apple and give it a number 1, and I am trying to store another fruit with 2 and another one with this is the normal data which I am trying to store. So what my main intention is that I want to try to access apple with 1, banana with 2 and carrot with 3. Okay, so I want to ask the array, now show me the apple. Okay, what I'll say, a of 1. Now it is showing me the apple. I want to see banana. So banana I have just mentioned at 2, number 2. So I assume that at 2 I'm going to get banana, but I got a wrong value. So this has been identified by one of the company. I told you in the demo how the OData is got. Okay. So it is been identified, and why we not mention that 1, 2, 3 in the coding part itself when we are preparing the array, because in this scenario the array is prepared like this. If you just ask what is there in A, the array is being prepared like this. You can see apple is there at 1 but banana is there at 3. So it is preparing a chart itself internally. Now can't we prepare a chart ourselves and mention apple at 1, banana at 2, carrot at 3? This rose to the next famous array format called as JSON array. Okay, so in the JSON array we can mention our own key value pairs, where b is equal to curly brace at 1 I will try to store apple, at 2 I will try to store banana, and at 3 I will try to store carrot. Now in this scenario, if I ask, so if I just see how the data is stored, do you see that now it is storing correctly? So JSON array is nothing but a normal array but with a structured data. Okay, this is the underlying technology behind the OData services. Even from the OData services also we will get this format of, or this array, this JSON array, not a normal array, we will get this JSON array. So did you got the difference now? Why we are not going with a normal array but with a JSON array? Now there are lots of advantages with the JSON array. What are the advantages? So it is easy for humans to read and write. Just now I wrote it in a simple key value pair. Okay, and the computers to parse and generate. So for the computers, they can easily parse and generate this JSON format. Now I can ask like B of 3. So you can see happily I got caret here, but it was wrong in the previous array. In the JSON array, it was correct. Okay. So this is the major difference between a normal array and a JSON array. But both are arrays only. Technically, both are same. Okay. If I declare, for example, A is equal to like this, C is equal to like this, a normal array, and later I can make use of this storing the JSON array, structured data. Okay, this also we are going to see in our application development. Fine. At a top first line of code, I can say C is equal to normal array, and I can make use of this in the JSON array. So frankly speaking, both are same only. They store the values, but one is structured data. JSON is a structured data. We'll start working on the OData services now. Before going into the SAP IFA application development, we'll start working on the OData services. There are few things which I want to tell you when you are working with the OData services. Now, these OData services, when you see, we are going to get that from the back end. OData, and the front end is our UI5. Now, specific to our SAP UI5, specific to our SAP UI5 or OData or Fiori technologies, the OData is generated in the back end. So we have a table data. Let us say, for example, employee table. And we are going to make use of a tool which I told you, NetWeaver Gateway Service Builder tool. So by making use of this tool, we are going to consume the tables data and generate OData services. So we will get a link there, OData services. That link, we are going to consume it into our UI5. Okay. As of now, before doing all this, so let me call this as part 1 and let me call this as part 2. So before going into part 2, because right now we need to understand some of the things about OData. So I'm not going to explain part 2 now. Okay. So part 2 deals with generating the OData services. That generation I'm not teaching now. Later we'll see that generation part. Okay. Consumption part. Fine. So consumption means there are some test data provided by some companies, some vendors. Okay, we can work on that data. So working on OData services. So in the prerequisite which I gave you, if you open that, I told you that there is a SAP services. So let me go into that SAP services. So I want all to open this prerequisite. I want all of you to open the prerequisite also. Be in front of the system. So now we are going to do some hands-on. In the 5th point I gave you, for mock or test data, use the below OData service link. So Northwind services is there, SAP OData services is there, and I have provided the user ID password which I have generated So for you, it's not required now. You just make use of the user ID password. So you can go with a normal Northwind services and SAP services to understand the OData services. So one is a public service, another is also a public service with authentication. Okay, so we should authorize ourselves with the P account. Let me open Chrome browser. So I'm copying the first one. First one is the OData provided from Northwind services. Northwind is hosted by the Microsoft company. And in the second tab, I'm trying to open the SAP services. This OData is provided by the SAP. And please use the user ID password. So keep the two tabs side by side. Please use the Chrome browser. So OData is a new language. Again, new language means new types of data will come, its own structure will come. Okay. So let me compare the normal SQL language with the OData language. Now, in the SQL language, generally we call this employee as a table name. Okay, and EMP name, we call them as fields. And these fields have their own data types. Say, for example, EMP ID has int type, EMP name has something like varchar. So these are the general data types what our SQL will have. So they will be sometimes equivalent to our ABAP data types as well. Okay. Now in the OData, this table name is called as entity set. Entity set. And the fields whatever you're calling in SQL, they are called as properties. Property 1, property 2, property 3, and these properties also have data types in the form of EDM dot data type, like EDM dot int 32, EDM dot int 64, EDM dot string, EDM dot boolean. EDM means entity data model, EDM. Now these properties, sorry, these fields are directly binded to the table name. Okay, but in the OData, these properties are binded to a entity type. Entity type. There's only one thing which is added. Entity type. Properties are binded to entity type. The whole thing is binded to the entity set. Okay. Now, in the SQL, in the SQL, so anywhere if I am little bit fast, please let me know. I'll slow down. For example, in the SQL, we have a command window and we are trying to query the database. Okay. For example, I want the records stored in the employee. How will you do that? Select star from employee. Okay. Then we are going to get the records stored in that employee. Now here we don't have any, in the OData we don't have any command window. Okay. How can we query the records then? Okay. Now OData uses the HTTP protocol. HTTP protocol. HTTP is nothing but your own friendly browser. So all the queries we can perform in the browser itself. So there are 4 operations which we are going to perform: create, retrieve, update, delete. Okay, these 4 operations we can perform in the browser. In that retrieve operations we can do it from the browser. Create, update and delete, that is manipulating the database, that we do from the UI5. So it requires a technology for manipulating the database. Reading we can do it here itself. Now let us go to the OData which we have opened. So I want everybody to open these 2 tabs which contains the Northwind services and which contains the SAP services. Now when you have opened that OData services, all this black color water you are seeing, these are entity sets. Entity sets. In the SAP, you can see business partner set, product set, sales order set, sales order line item set. Okay, these are the entity sets. In the URL, you can see that there is a V4 for the Northwind. V4 means version 4. Okay, so that is hoisted on the Microsoft. From Microsoft, OData is 4th version now, version 4. It started in 2007. I told you history in demo. So it is version 1, version 2. So SAP has licensed till version 2 only. So the URL, you don't see any version naming there, but that path whatever you're seeing is a standard path. Even if I generate from my SAP system, I'll be getting that kind of similar path, slash SAP slash OPU slash OData, similar kind of path. Okay, but analyzing the data is little bit easy in the Northwind. That is why I just ask you to even open the Northwind. There are lots of fields in the SAP services, but both we are going to see, and we are going to consume this SAP services into our WebID tool and we start working. Okay, fine. Now I want to see the records inside this products. Okay, I want to see the records inside this products. Copy the products and paste it at the end of the URL and put a question mark. Now you are going to see the records of this products entity set in the JSON format. Product ID, product name, supplier ID, category ID, quantity per unit. So there are lots of records you can see. So in your system, you might see something like this. If you enter that products question mark, there is a extension. Please install that extension. You will find that somewhere here. For the Chrome browser, you will find under more tools, extensions. Open Chrome Web Store. Here you can search for JSON viewers. You can install that extension. So search for JSON viewer. So these are all the JSON format extensions which you can install so that you can read them easily, read the data, whatever the data you are seeing, you can read that easily. That is the reason we can install that JSON viewer. Now check with the product set. Check with the product set of SAP services. You are going to see all the records. So that JSON viewer works only on the version 4. So as the SAP services is version 2, you might be seeing something like this in the XML format. So you can issue the entity set, product set on the SAP services also. You must be seeing something like this. For the Northwind, use the Chrome browser extension for JSON viewer to view the data properly so that you can understand it. For the SAP services, it's not required. You can directly issue the product set question mark and you can see the properties of this entity set. It contains product ID, type code, category, name language. Lots of things are there you can work on. So we have lot of mock data or test data to work on. Okay. Now let me copy this Northwind services. I will break this URL into two parts. I call this as part 1 and the other one as part 2. Part 1 contains the host name and port number in the DNS format. Part 2 contains the actual path of the OData service. When you generate the OData service in the backend, you are going to get this part 2 only. Because when you are moving the application from development to quality and quality to production, your part 2 will be fixed. It remains fixed. Only the part 1 will change. That is the reason part 1 is configured in the SAP HCP. So we'll see how to configure the part 1 also. In the SAP HCP, HANA Cloud Platform. HANA Cloud Platform, we generally call it as cockpit. So we have to configure that in the SAP HCP. And part 2, we are going to use this in our Web IDE in the coding part. So let us try to analyze on the Northwind services. Time being, we'll switch to the Northwind services and we'll try to analyze. Let us dedicate some time for the SAP services. In the WebID tool, we'll have working session on the SAP services.
Please contact Visit for queries related to IDPS. Thank you.
So I'm closing this SAP services. Time being, later we'll see. Okay. So I'll try to show you on the data, analyzing the data on the products and on the customers. Okay. Let us try to see on these two things. So we'll work on the retrieve operation. Okay. Now retrieve operation contains two sub operations, query and read. Query means multiple or all the records. Query means multiple or all the records. Like this, products. So we got all the records of the entity set. So how can I achieve the query operation? By issuing a part 1 plus part 2 / entity set. So here you can issue the products or customers. Now read. Query means all the records. Read means a single record. Single record. How to achieve the single record? / entity set. Issue a primary key. So that primary key can be an int. It can be a string. So if it is int, directly pass the primary key, that number. If it is a string, pass a single quote. So there are two entity sets. Products is there, and let me even have the customers of Northwind. Now here, primary key. Let us assume that product ID is the primary key. Okay, I cannot guarantee that it is a primary key, but I just assume that. Later we'll see there is a documentation, separate document where we can see the data types of each and every property. Till that time, believe me what I say, assume that product ID, because that ID ending with ID, so product ID is the primary key, and in the customers, customer ID is the primary key. In the product ID, it is the integer type. So let us, for example, read a single record. Okay. So this is a product Ikura. So I want to read this product. So the product number is 10. So let me pass this 10 into the, as a primary key, into the entity set. Now out of all the records, it searches for that primary key, it pulls that record. Similarly, in the customers, if you see, there are lots of customer IDs. Anton is there, Harout is there, Burks is there. So any name, for example, Bolid is a customer ID. So I want to get only this single record, Bolid. So I need to pass into a single quote. Your browser cannot send the double quotes to the server. So when I'm pressing enter, it is sending this URL to the server. So server cannot accept double quotes or spaces. So they are replaced with some few other things I'll tell you. Now we are going to get only one single record, Bolid record. Query read operation. So query and read are important for creating, updating and deleting when we enter into the backend NetWeaver Gateway Service Builder tool. So this is the order. So query, then read, then create, update and delete. This is the order. That is the reason query is important, then reading a single record is important. So question for why, I'll tell you the answer there in the tool when we are working with the tool. So let us go back to the products. Let me remove this from here. Now we can even query the database. Querying means, for example, first product ID is chai. I want to skip this record. Skip is equal to 1. First record I am skipping. Skip is equal to 1. Skip is a query string. It is called as OData query string. Every query string must be prefixed by a dollar symbol. Now when you issue this one, first record is skipped. Every query string is prefixed by a dollar. Example, entity set dollar skip. So the service can come from anywhere. If you are ready with the OData query strings, then we can apply all these things on any of the OData services coming from any of the domains, not only from SAP, from Microsoft or from Java, from different. Google also has their own APIs, which is the JSON format. Instagram has the JSON format OData services. Facebook has its own OData services. So the best part of this, all these services, is the OData, the underlying technology, where it follows the HTTP protocol, where you can happily see all the OData services in the browser in the JSON format, and we can consume those things into our SAP UI5. So I have skipped the first record. Skip is equal to 1. Next, first one is skipped. I got number of records. Out of this, I want only first top 2 to be shown. So second record, third record. Top is equal to 2. Top is a OData query string. Top is equal to 2. Every query string must be followed by a dollar. When there are two query strings or more than one query string in a URL, you should use the ampersand. So you can see only top 2 records. More than one query string, use ampersand. Okay. There is a OData query string called as $format equal to JSON. If you apply that, you can force the data to be seen in the JSON format. $format is equal to JSON. So you try to apply this on the SAP services. So on the product set. So I'll be showing you the product set. You please work on the sales order set, both product set and sales order set, and also analyze the data. So issue the $format equal to JSON. This is only for a user to read the data, for a developer to read the data which is in the JSON format. $format equal to JSON forces the data to be seen in the JSON format for easy readability. Next, these notes will be shared to you. Stored in the central folder once we get the access. If you miss anything also, don't worry. You can pick the notepad from there. You can see. Okay, let us go back to the Northwind services. Fine. Let me remove all this skip is equal to 1 and top is equal to 2. Okay. Now we are seeing the products. First product is chai. Next product is Chang. Third product is anise syrup. I want all the records to be seen in the alphabetical order. Okay, whether it can be the product name or the alphabetical order or the ascending order of the unit price. So I want from lowest to the highest one. If it is alphabets A to Z, if it is a number from the lowest to the highest. So there is a query string $order by ascending or descending. So slash entity set question mark $order by is equal to property name. Try to apply this and see on the products of Northwind and customers of Northwind. dollar order by is equal to the property name. You have to copy it. It must be exactly the same here. So these properties are called as metadata. In a table, they represent the column names, product ID, product name, supplier ID, and the values denote the model data. I'll draw the table about metadata, model data, and the model. Product name. So copy that product name as it is at the end of the URL. And you see the record starting with the Alice mutton. Somewhere 17th product is there with alphabetical order. Anise syrup, Boston crab meat. So these are all the ascending order of the product name. Let me copy this. Okay. I want it in a reverse way. I want this in a reverse way, descending order. So you have to issue a descending order. After this product name, put a space DESC. DESC is the descending. Now these are called as parameters. You can pass parameters like DESC. ASC is for ascending, which is default. Just now I took. There are some more parameters like EQ equal to LT less than equal to greater than equal to starts with ends with contains between. So these are all the parameters. I'll show you the documentation. There are number of parameters. Product name space DESC. So when I press enter, that space will be treated as %20 and it is sent to the server. Spaces are not allowed when it is speaking with the server. When the protocol speaks with the server, it won't allow any spaces. So you can see we got the descending order from Z. We got from Z. On the SAP services, let us have see the price. Okay, first product of SAP services products HT1000, which is notebooks. So I want to see which is the lowest price record with the lowest price. So in the URL, dollar format equal to JSON is already there. So we can use dollar and dollar order by is equal to price on the SAP services. So there is a product flyer which is 0.00 free. Then we get another product increasing $2.30 or ₹2.30 kind of thing. Okay, so whatever you want to interpret, you can interpret it. So on the SAP services also you can issue that. On any service you can issue the query strings. Any service you can issue the query strings. Query strings won't change. Okay. Next, filter. So filters are very important. Filter. Now ascending descending by using order by ascending and descending on all the records we saw. Now we want sample of records to be shown based on a condition. sample of records based on a condition. So syntax will be like entity set question mark dollar filter is equal to property name, and you can pass the parameters equal to, less than, greater than, and the condition also we can pass there itself, parameters or with the condition, and the value what you want. On the SAP services, we'll try to practice now. Show all the products with price less than or equal to $10. I want only the products with the price less than equal to 10. So in all the technologies, these are very, very important. For example, you have visited to purchase a mobile phone like GSM Arena. So you are selecting that you are applying the filters. You want to show the mobiles less than 10,000. So you are just checking the mark checkbox. So when you click the checkbox there, it will issue this kind of OData query strings. So we can write all these things in our SAP UI5 to handle simple to complex matrix format as well. Queries, we can show the output based on the conditions. So dollar format equal to JSON is used here to see the data, analyze the data. For our developers, we can analyze the data using dollar format equal to JSON for the SAP products. If you remove that one, it will be seen in the normal XML format. That's the only thing. XML is also easily readable. It will be in the XML format if you don't issue that dollar format equal to JSON. Now I want only those records whose price is less than $10. Okay, whose price is less than $10. In the URL dollar filter is equal to price EQ, sorry, less than equal to LE 10. I'm copying this. I got one with $9, another one with $7. You see, which is below 10 only. So I can restrict that. Only few records I got. Price LE 10. So price less than equal to 10. And I want the products to be ordered by the product category. I want the products to be ordered by category. Order by, and dollar order by is equal to category. I want to skip the first record which I get the output, and dollar skip is equal to 1 and show only top 2 products. See how the query string is becoming, okay, and dollar top is equal to 2. So simple query is becoming complex now. You can find 10 to 15 also. If it is a very complex requirement, you can use this lengthy query strings also. You can analyze it. Next, show only those products with category equals MP3 players. Dollar slash product set question mark dollar filter is equal to category EQ MP3 players. You can issue this one and you will see only the products with the MP3 players. Show only those products whose category starts with letter H. So you're interested in purchasing mobile phones which start with letter S, for example. So you will just check mark there, okay? So that can be the queries. Starts with. So there is a category, headsets category is there. Only headsets is there. So it starts with letter H. So when you are working on the Northwind services, SAP services, you yourself have some queries, you try to apply those things. So you can work on the SAP services also. If that Northwind services JSON Weaver is not getting installed for their extension, so you can work on the SAP services. Just to analyze the data, we are doing that. To find the number of records in the entity set, part 1 plus part 2 forward slash entity set slash dollar count. So when you are issuing issuing the count on the entity set, you should not put a question mark here. You should put a forward slash. So Northwind, total number of records. $77 records are there. Customers. $91 customers are there. SAP products. $133 products are there. SAP products, 133 are there. So why we don't have a question mark for this query? So there is no question mark in this URL. Why? The answer is, when we are preparing the dynamic tiles in the Fiori Launchpad using the Fiori Designer, we need to pass this query into one of the input box. So there we should not give a question mark. That input box does not allow a question mark. That is the reason we should, SAP did not provided any, sorry, OData did not provide any question mark to the count. So this count is used for preparing the dynamic tile using the Fiori Designer. The above URL is used to prepare dynamic tile using Fiori Designer. So on the Fiori Launchpad, you see two types of applications: static applications and dynamic tiles. Static tiles and, sorry, two types of tiles. Tiles which contain some numbers. So numbers means they are dynamic tiles. So if there are 133 products, if you delete one, it shows 132. If you add one, it shows 134. That number will be shown on the SAP tile, Fiori tile. When I am showing you the Fiori Launchpad, just I'll Google and see Launchpads. You can see here there is a number 35 here. So these are dynamic tiles. Without number, they are static tiles. So when we want that number to be shown there, so this query we have to pass it. This one. Next, I told you that there will be the properties and the data types for that properties. The whole nomenclature of that OData services will get in a document called as service document. We can access the service document using part 1 plus part 2. So part 2 till here contains the service which we were discussing right from the beginning of the session. Part 1 and part 2 till here that service will come. Okay, then on that service we are trying to apply the entity sets. We want the data types of all the entity sets. So we have to issue the dollar metadata on the service part 1 plus part 2 / dollar metadata. If you issue this on any OData service, you are going to read the complete technical document of how the entity set has the entity types, and entity types have the properties, how the properties have the data types, which property is made mandatory. So all these details you are going to see in the service document, which we can call it using the dollar metadata. Again, this also does not contain a question mark. Please try to remember. So two URLs without any question marks are the count and the service document. Count must be applied on the entity sets. Logically, entity sets only contains the records. Don't apply on the service. Service contains the metadata. So you can open the Northwind or you can open the SAP services, you can analyze it. On the service dollar metadata. You can see this. So entity set products of Northwind has a entity type product. To the product, the other properties are binded. So just now we are seeing all the products. Let us go back and see. How can I say that product ID is the primary key and what is the data type? By looking at the service document. So here it is shown clearly that product ID is the key and it is of type edm.int32 and nullable is equal to false. Nullable is equal to false means it should not be empty. Okay, it might be a primary key. Okay, next one, product name. This is not a primary key, but here also it is nullable is made false. That means definitely primary key, sorry, the product name you have to specify. You did not generate the OData services. You don't have any backend team with you. You only have the OData service link. So your client asks you that we have only OData service link. You have to prepare a UI5 front end part. How can I do that? So you can do it by issuing the metadata, reading the service document, and start preparing the Fiori front end design. So how do you start your front end design? So you will try to start like this. So either it is like creating a record or whatever it may be. Create record is there. So how many fields? Enter product ID. And you will make it a mandatory field because it is there here. Product ID must be mandatory. Enter product name. Okay. Now this mandatory field, how will you write the code? Let us say the ID of this is ID1. If user clicks on create, I want an error to be thrown. So what validation, how you'll handle the validation in the SAP file? Did I tell you anything in the previous session? If ID1 is equal to null, is that correct? Double equal to or triple equal to? Null. Or ID1 is equal to undefined, correct? Is equal to empty. So you have to issue that cannot be blank. Yeah, you can write that also. Okay, validations. So what we learned, how we can read the OData services service document, how we can build the UFA application, how we can handle the validations. With all the previous knowledge we have, we can start coding like that. That is very important. That is why I'm giving you. The last query, one more query is there. Reading the referenced tables. Shall I close this? Because you are trying to understand Referenced entity sets. How to read an entity set which is a reference either in another table, another entity set, or within the same entity set. So two scenarios I'll show you how to read an entity set which is a reference either in another entity set or within the same entity set. Dollar expand is used for this. Slash entity set question mark dollar expand. So I'll write entity set 1. Expand is equal to entity set 2. Entity set 1 question mark dollar expand is equal to entity set 2. This is another URL where you are seeing two entity sets. In a single URL, you are seeing two entity sets. Till now, we saw one entity set and query strings on that. One entity set without a question mark but with a slash and dollar count. Now with the URL having two entity sets in a single URL. So we can see on the Northwind also and also on the SAP services. In the Northwind, products versus categories. So there is products and categories are two separate entity sets in the Northwind services. Products and categories are two separate entity sets in the Northwind services. WebEx participants, any doubts, please let me know. Okay, so let us go to the Northwind products. Product name, supplier ID, category ID, quantity per unit. There is one query which is where we can select the properties of interest. I want only product ID, product name, only these two for all the records. Then you can issue something called as dollar select is equal to that property product ID. It is not required for you. I'll tell you why I'm telling you this. Yeah. So any properties of interest, only two, product ID, product name, or other 2, 4, 5. Okay. So we can issue that dollar select. Now products, in another tab, I'll open the categories. Category ID, category name. I don't want all these descriptions and picture, so I just want a dollar select is equal to category ID, category name. So I have two entity sets which are referenced, and so category ID 1 beverages, category ID 2 condiments, category ID 3 confections. If you see, first product chai belongs to category ID 1 beverages, category ID 2 category ID 2 belongs to beverages, category product ID 3, for example anise syrup, belongs to condiments. So you see, one by one I am trying to map it. I don't want to do like this. It takes a lot of time for me. I want in a single URL, I want to get all these kind of things. So I will issue the $expand. So let me issue the $expand. $expand is equal to products. Now, category ID 1 beverages. So under this I have first one chai, Chang, 24th product, 34th product, 35 product, 30, 38. See, I'm getting a map of all this with a single expand query. Then I get the second category ID condiments. Under that also there are products. So with a single expand query, we can do all these things. Left side in this design, I have all categories. Category 1, category 2, category 3. On the right side, I have only those products shown whatever I select. When I select category ID 1, those products are shown on the right side. Category ID 2, only those products are shown. Any idea what is this template? Master details. So expand query is used in building the master details template. So we can make use of the master details template for this purpose, because the underlying query which is passed or created or by the framework inside internally is $expand. So here in the Northwind, there are two separate entity sets. They're outside. Now within the entity set, we can see that example in the with the SAP services. Okay. With the SAP services, now here you are seeing this product ID till here. Let me open this in the JSON format. Okay, there are two entity sets which are hidden here. If you see, two sales order line item, two supplier. These two are also the entity sets within the product set, referenced entity sets. Now, first observe, then you can write down dollar format equal to JSON. First product, if you see product ID HT1000, when you scroll down completely, you can see there are two hidden entity sets which does not show any data. They are not showing any data. Two supplier and two sales order line items. Now I want to see the properties of this two supplier. Okay, this is regularly used in our SAP backend OData services. Issue the $expand is equal to supplier. Now observe that inside the to supplier, the hidden properties will come out now. Address property is there, business partner ID, company name, web address, email address, phone number, fax number. See, inside this another address you have city, postal code, street. So I will show you how we can pull this data also, which is very important in our SAP UI5 when the entity sets are referenced. Okay, write down SAP services product set versus to supplier and two sales order line items. Two sales order line items. Show the properties of to supplier slash product set question mark dollar expand is equal to supplier. So you analyze with the two sales order line items also. Assignment, analyze the below entity sets and the data. Northwind, customers, shippers, orders, SAP services, we will have products. Product set, inside the product set, two supplier and two sales order line items and sales order set. You can even have the business partner set, all those things are there which contain a lot of data. 10,000 records are there for that, so it takes a lot of time to load, but if you want you can analyze that data as well. SQL data types versus OData data types. Small int and int. EDM dot int 16, EDM dot int 32, and varchar EDM dot string, dash type EDM dot date time, bit boolean EDM dot boolean, decimal EDM dot decimal, OData documentation. So if anybody want, they can refer this OData documentation if you want or learn more. The one what I gave is enough, but if you want to learn more of the OData, so there is a separate. Just navigate to www.odata.org. odata.org. In this there is a developer section, documentation, developers documentation, the latest one is 4.0. You can scroll down to get the older versions, scroll down and you will get the OData version 2.0. So click on that. In the next page you are going to see all this terminologies over everything. In that you can go with the third one, URI conventions. In the next page you can go through the URI conventions. So in that you can see the technical definitions of whatever I gave you, the part 1, part 2, resource path, addressing entities, and you can see the query string options. Just now we discussed about order by, top, skip, filter. So there are number of varieties of using the filter, logical operators, functions, starts with, we use this starts with just now, expand query, format. So these things are enough, just you can go through all this. The domain here is OData, services.odata.org. OData, there is another domain which is also hosted by the Microsoft only. Clear? Any doubts? So I want you to configure the SAP services. Let me check in the document whether I provided that configuration. Okay, the configuration part is not there. What we will do, shall we configure that SAP services in the SAP HCP? It takes hardly 5 minutes. We'll configure that. Tomorrow we can continue with Web ID 2. It's a better thing, no? So if you followed the document, you would have created the SAP HCP. You have created your user in the SAP HCP. Then you can have access to the Web IDE from the HCP tool. So I already registered into this one with the credentials. configure the SAP services into SAP HCP. Log into SAP HCP with your credentials. So I have my credentials. So please do this now. Open the SAP HCP. You can Google for SAP HCP register or login. Let me click on the first link. So if you're not yet registered, please register by following the document. Log into your SAP HCP. So in the document also I gave you, it will ask any phone number, anything. Just ignore that. There are two systems provided by SAP. One is Cloud Foundry and one is Neo Access. So in this screenshot I gave you, so click on this Access Neo Trail. Try to click that. In the document also it will be given. So you'll be seeing this page. Before launching the Web IDE, you can configure the part 1 of our services. Access Neo Trail. So if you don't have this, you can create it after the session. Just see how I am configuring that. Those are in this page. Click on the destinations. Click on the destinations. So you can continue that steps there. Log in with these credentials. Access Neo Trail. That button you click and enter into the SAP HCP. When you are entering into the SAP HCP, you are given a P account. So with this P account only, I have created SAP services, which the credentials I gave you, this P account only. Click on the destinations under connectivity. On the left side pane, connectivity, destinations, click on the new destination. Click on the new destination. Name SAP OData. So what we are doing here, we are trying to create a variable for the part 1 of our SAP services. Did not copy the SAP services. SAP services. This is the whole link where we have part 1 and part 2. So part 1 we are configuring now. Okay. So for whole this we are creating a variable like SAP OData. Okay. Then we can address like this in our coding part. When we are coding in the web IDE, we can address like this using the variable. So this part we are configuring now in the SAP HCP. So in the SAP HCP, name and the description give the same thing. SAP OData URL is the part 1. URL is the part 1. Proxy type authentication, don't change anything there. Name, description, URL. Other things, let it be defaulted. And 3 properties we have to create here. Click on this new property button. 3 properties we have to create. Left side, right side. Drop down left side, you'll see Web IDE enabled. You are telling the system, yes, it is enabled. True. Web IDE enabled. You select the key from the drop down and value, you type it manually. Web IDE enabled. True. Another property, Web IDE usage, OData underscore gen. Another property, Web IDE system is the IP address of the system. IP address or the DNS name or the system ID. So 3 things, it can be in any order: Web IDE system, Web IDE enabled, Web IDE usage. Click on the save button and you will get the check connection button. Click on the check connection button. It must return a green tick mark. I can even export this certificate and you can import that, but there is no central folder access given to us. That is why I am asking you to create it. Otherwise I would have placed the certificate in the central folder. You can happily import that here using the import destination, and automatically all these things would have come. So this is done by the basis team. So just if you have some knowledge, any mistake you make or anything, Northwind also you can configure here. Tomorrow we'll configure Northwind. It's enough today. Any doubts still here? So today's session we discussed about the structure of the OData services. Only the consumption part, not the generation part. Generation will take it up later. Only consuming the data, OData. That too, before consuming, we just understood the concepts of entity sets, entity types, properties and the data types of that properties. To get the document of all these things, we issue a service document with the dollar metadata. To have the counter /count on the entity set. Okay, and to see the records ascending descending, dollar order by, and to have the sample of records selected based on the condition, we use the dollar filter. Okay, remember these things. And referencing entity sets, we use dollar expand. So these are very important. And we have configured the SAP services in the SAP HCP. We can open the Web IDE from here, or you can have a bookmark for that. So those who did not have Web IDE tool, please go through the document. You can use your own Gmail account to log into SAP HCP. So please remember, anywhere it is asking Cloud Foundry, please ignore that. Try to use the Neo Access. Cloud Foundry will be having expiry date like 90 days. So don't use that one. So use Neo for your Web IDE. Web IDE won't expire. This is all trial version only. You can practice a lot on the Web IDE trial version. Your license version will be provided by your client. So you can work on all the trial version of the Web IDE. Clear? Any doubts? WebEx participants, any doubts you have? Please let me know. Otherwise else we can wrap up the session for today.